what's up, guys, and welcome to the See Titty Titty Man podcast, also known as Titus Podcast. This episode is brought to you by our favorite and yours, Harry's, harrys.com, promo code Titus, HARRYS.com. Promo code Titus looks like tits with you in the middle. And here with the Armageddon update, Christopher Titus.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And just when you think the world is so upside down that nothing can fix it, when you see the bodies piling up on the news from guns, war, and suicides because Donald Trump is still in the race, when you see cancer taking your loved ones and ISIS chopping off heads and killing innocents, you think, my God, when is the next Star Wars movie coming out? Well, now, world peace is at hand, and every disease is cured because the Force is back in full force. And the dark side is listening to Ozzy Osbourne and Marilyn Manson in its evil headphones. Star Wars brings the world together. So instead of fighting wars and killing each other, we get to watch a space fantasy where aliens and humans fight wars and kill each other. Look, the first Star Wars came out in 1977. I was a kid and I saw the first showing at a theater in North Hollywood. And the memory of Luke and Leia, Han Solo who hung out with a giant Yorkshire Terrier, and Darth Vader, the ultimate bad guy, space Nazi. And while sitting there in that theater at 13, and Princess Leia making my loins tingle, and Han Solo making my loins tingle, you knew something was different. You knew that movies would never be the same again. Star Wars has always made you feel better. They have always got you amped up. They have always scared you a little, even though the prequels were horribly racist on about 20 levels. Phantom Menace, man, I believe the second Jar Jar Binks hit the screen was the first time the phrase, Black Lives Matter, was screamed in a movie theater. The two Asian Galactic Council members who negotiate the trade deal were basically out of a World War II propaganda film and talk like a Bugs Bunny cartoon from 1941. So when I heard that there was a protest about the new Star Wars movie being racist, I thought, of course. Although J.J. Abrams is a great filmmaker, you know that Lucas was over his shoulder going, hey, can you make the black guy sing a space version of Mammy? Hey, what if the Mexicanish alien guy smuggles other Hispanic aliens through a black hole illegally? See, after Phantom Menace, my vision of George Lucas was one of a southern slave owner whipping Ewoks. So I assumed the new movie is too white and the ACLU was going to put the Ferguson anniversary protest on hold so they could take down the pasty-faced aliens of the new Star Wars. Oh, but how wrong I was. The people that are protesting the new Star Wars are white people saying the movie is too diverse. The movie is anti-white, that's right. The redneck Nazi apartheid faction of America saying that there are too many different races in the imaginary universe of Star Wars. Forget the fact that the band in Mos Eisley looks like the monster from Alien raped a Muppet, or that the hammerhead shark that flew the spaceship spoke with a British accent. Yeah, but in our world, though, nothing surprises me. Man's inhumanity to man, piles of dead kids in elementary schools, but nothing makes me more angry and want to start ripping heads off my fellow man like someone having the balls to complain that white people are being oppressed in space. I'm joining the dark side. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Why don't you give me a sound check? Bombshell.
Here I is.
There you are. There you was.
Wherever you is, there you be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You ain't as cool as I'm is. What does that? How's that sound?
You ain't fresh as I'm is.
You ain't fresh as I'm is. See, I'm so white I couldn't even do. You ain't cool as I'm is.
The new Drake song "Hotline Bling" is stuck in my head today. So.
It is. Did you see the video from there? Was
it's
Trevor
so
Noah?
bad.
The video is the worst thing I've ever seen. Trevor Noah just went off on him on the Daily Show last night. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
With me, as always, to the right, Bombshell.
What's up, people?
And behind her in the distance, Fetus.
Hey!
There you go.
No.
That was good. A little too confident, huh?
It was confidence. He was oozing confidence.
See, that made her mad. See, that made you mad
whoa,
when he's confident. Yeah, she's like,
whoa.
oh, bring it down. We need some fear and desperation.
No, actually, what it usually has is it sounds a little more hopeful.
Yeah.
You know, like,
All
hey.
right, so to my right, Bombshell, and way in the distance is Fetus.
Hey!
There you go.
Hey, yeah, good actor.
A little bit of fear.
Pull that right out. Yeah, well, it's your talking to him. He's afraid. Trust me. He got a little cocky after last week though, because he told one of the that story is one of the funniest, most humiliating stories I think. If you haven't listened to the podcast last week, people go back. It is wrong, and his father, if his father ever hears it, there's going to be a long talk.
Did your parents hear it? No.
There's going to be a long talk over Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Don't they occasionally listen? You don't know.
He doesn't want to know. He gets abused.
I feel like you would know if they heard that one.
Yeah.
Do you have friends back home that listen?
Not back home.
Do they have computers there yet? Where you from?
At least one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're kerosene powered. Though,
Commodore
the early
64.
Version. Yeah,
No,
the
powered
early
by
ones.
horses on
Yeah,
the train.
yeah.
Where all you can make are banners with that paper that sticks together.
With the holes in the side.
Yes, I used to make banner after banner. It was amazing. You have friends here that listen.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything about your plunger story from your friends here?
Yeah.
He's just laughing.
He's laughing because it was horribly humiliating. Well, good. We're glad.
Has it become an ongoing thing where they're making fun of you about it now?
Soon.
Okay.
Yeah, good. So the Star Wars thing. So I've seen this news story. Star Wars is racist, and I honestly did think, okay, like just like Phantom Menace, it's going to be horribly racist. Because Phantom Menace, and I think people have beat this to death, Patton Oswalt specifically, but it was horribly racist. I remember sitting in the theater. I saw it the night it came out. Phantom Menace was the 4th Star Wars movie, but it was originally a
Sure.
prequel, so it was the first one. Well, Jar Jar Binks, the Rastafarian alien who was like, Misa like a go to the Adabada gay day. That dude was the most offensive. Like, black people were walking out of the theater.
It was played by a black guy?
It was played by a black guy, but the character was, oh, Misa like a go to you, the Jedi go to. He was like,
Was he in the
it dreads his head.
original ones?
No, he's the new character. He was actually the really, what's the word I'm looking for? The real calculated character to sell a bunch of stuffed animals, and everybody hated him. And so that was that one character. So you got the black people horribly offended by this Rastafarian stupid character, and then you had these two guys that were on the Galactic Council, whatever they called it. What do they call it, Fetus? The council, the council with all the people. Do you know?
The Jedi Council?
No. The one where the council, all the Palpatine and those guys that ran the
Trade Federation?
The Trade Federation.
my
Wow.
gosh.
Wow. Nice. The Trade Federation.
His nerdiness knows no bounds.
No, it does not. But we need him here. He helps. I am not that guy. I'm a car nerd. I don't even. So
It's not limited to Harry Potter.
So what happened is that they had these two Asian guys that were part of the trade council, and here's that they were evil. They negotiated. Oh, we must talk to Palpatine to make him share the purity to the trade council. Going to get a Tatooine, going to blow up. It was horrible. And I'm like, why are they speaking pidgin English in space? Like, isn't that a dialect a bit specific to people building a railroad in the 1800s?
I think it's brilliant because everybody's talking about it.
What?
All they have to just keep saying is,
That's the old movie.
but the new one too.
Yeah, but no. The new one is flipped hard. So what they did was J.J. Abrams, who's a great filmmaker, decided that we're not going to have that problem. We're not going to make the mistakes of the George Lucas of the past. So what he did was he basically. There's a character who's a stormtrooper. He's a black kid, and he actually gets shot down. He ends up crashing on whatever. That's not Tatooine, is it?
It's Jakku.
Jakku. I thought it was Jakku. You're right. The trees are specific to that area.
It's a desert.
It's a
It's a
desert.
desert,
Yeah. So it crashes. It looks a lot like Tatooine. I'm sure they shot it in Tunisia just like that. No, we're just naming it a totally different planet. So this guy crashes and he joins. I guess from what I can tell from the trailer. And please don't out-geek me, people on the line. But I'm guessing from the trailer that this guy joins the ranks of the Jedi. Yes, that makes Fetus looks like it.
Fair assumption.
Okay, so this black guy. Then there's like a Mexican dude that's part of like his buddy who's a pilot. And there's a woman character. Like it's like the main character, the Luke Skywalker, is a chick. So. Basically, some people got mad that this is too diverse. There's too many different races in space, and there was like people protesting online that they thought that we want you to ban don't go see Star Wars. J.J. Abrams, who's a Jew, is making a movie and just cut out white people, and I don't know.
The guy that does my eyelashes today said that, and he's a black guy, he was not interested in Star Wars at all, and I didn't understand why.
You have to stop going to him then.
Shut up. No, he wasn't. And then he said that he saw the trailer during halftime of some football game.
And it's a mother,
and he's so in. He wants to book the first day. Do you know what my first thought actually was when he told me that? And this is what a cynic I am and how I absolutely don't give a shit about Star Wars, was I didn't even think about...
Blasphemy!
I didn't even think about Star Wars.
A tear, one single tear on Fetus's face. Do you see that?
I'm sorry. I
Go
just
ahead.
thought you
Wow.
never book opening night of a movie that big because that's when you might get shot. That was my first
Okay.
thought.
Wow.
actually.
Thanks for bringing in all the rest of the podcast
Right?
from the
See,
last
I
2
got
years.
Fetus back. He's on board again,
Well,
right?
can they at least wait till after the movie's
No,
done?
no, that they didn't
No,
do
think
Batman.
about
No,
Batman,
no,
right?
No.
That's the world we live in today. That
And
that
it's
was
gonna
my
be a
first
dude.
thought.
It's gonna be a dude who walks in like Boba Fett too. He's gonna walk in dressed as Boba Fett, claim he's a bounty hunter.
Oh no! This
Yeah. Go ahead. Go.
So, actually, I need.
And now, nerd alert. Now, nerd alert. Fetus popped out of his chair at a Star
No, this
Wars
is really
reference.
topical because
Mm.
AMC
He
posted.
actually is so excited. He just
no,
put
they
himself
posted
on the mic.
their.
Yeah. You didn't even let him go on.
I didn't, but he's talking. Yeah, I'm
can outrun you right
enjoying.
now, you're
I'm
hurt.
enjoying his verve. So
Go
carry
ahead.
on.
All right. Go.
So AMC posted their costume guidelines for the movie, and I'm not going to an AMC.
You
one,
know, there
but
was no costume guidelines for The Notebook. I just want to point that out.
Well,
Why
people are
not?
going to be dressing up at opening night. It's a
There
big
was-
thing. It's a
there
big
was
thing.
no
And so,
costume guidelines for the last
no,
Lethal
no
Weapon
masks
movie.
are allowed, and no prop guns are allowed, and no.
Real guns, though, because the Second
None
Amendment
of
are
that
allowed.
existed at the premiere of Batman.
Well,
In fact, maybe
no,
they
no,
should
no,
have
I get what you're
specified
saying,
no
but at
real
least
guns.
like it's.
Yeah, that's what
Don't
you
bring
do.
prop guns.
Yeah, real guns. That's your Second Amendment rights.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it's at least being considered, like that quote unquote safety is being considered by some of these theaters.
Trust me, there will be some people that are good citizens that are gonna. They're not there to shoot anybody, but they'll be concealed. There'll be people carrying concealed in those theaters on that night. I guarantee it. I guarantee people with concealed permits will go in.
Do you know my father is now carrying concealed in church?
Yeah, because of that incident. You had an incident. Yeah.
My dad, who's he's in his
Badass.
70s, badass,
But still,
he,
but he's that badass 70.
military guy, retired Marine, and there's some weird dude that keeps coming into his church, and it's like a small country church in Georgia, and it freaked my dad out. My dad doesn't like it. It's just weird. This dude kept walking in during the sermon and standing in front of the pastor and just staring at him and handing him things and leaving or just staring from the back. And so my dad has organized a security team.
Right.
And he has placed 5 guys, including himself, around the sanctuary every Sunday, and they're all armed. And my dad has installed security cameras.
It's nice to know that they're following the teachings of Jesus. If someone comes in and does something bad, they're
Oh, no, I'm sure they'll
Jesus
forgive
said,
him,
Jesus
but
said,
they'd rather just prevent it.
Jesus said, if someone pulls a gun, shoot him down. I think Jesus said that first.
No, my dad's great shot. He would just do his kneecaps. He'd live, but he'd be sorry. That's what my dad
That's my
taught me.
father-in-law, people. Just so you know, that's my father-in-law. That's who I get to deal with if I ever do something
I remember
stupid.
being very small when my
The
dad
guy
would take
who's
us.
carrying guns into church is the guy that if I make a mistake with his daughter or do something stupid, will be showing up my house and he's going to kneecap me, which is good. I like that. I like that I know where I stand.
I remember being
or where I
very
crumple.
small.
Not where I
and
stand,
my
where I
dad,
crumple.
We had this property that my dad has now built this compound, crazy house on. But that one time, that was just this overgrown property that we owned, and we would go and visit it. And my dad would take my brother and me to shoot there from the time we were very small.
Right.
And I remember 2 things. I remember he taught me a sleeper hold, where you can just make a guy go to sleep, just sleep.
Okay, good.
And he can't, even if you're lighter than he is. Anyway, he
Guy
showed
does
me
little
how to do it,
goes
how
for
to
the-
hang on.
Guy goes for the blurgan and you choke him out.
Yep, how to hang on. And if the guy's thrashing, I can still lock my arms and hang on, and he'll streep. And then I also remember him telling me that if you ever had to shoot someone, aim for the kneecaps first. Disable them, make them sorry, but don't kill them.
The pain of you getting shot in the kneecap, it would probably reset every system you had, and you would stop fighting. You know that's why we learned in martial arts is that
Straight,
that,
dirty Harry.
Yeah, you hit hard enough. You hit hard enough in the right place. If you pressure point, you just switch them off. But if you can make someone, that's why that hand grab is. If there's a hand grab that I taught the kids that if you pull it hard enough and hold the elbow right, your body hits a level of pain that it just shuts down any fight response. It just shuts it. Whatever you want me to do, I'm doing it because it hurts so bad. Kneecaps would definitely be in that category. Can you
Hard to
imagine?
replace those once they're shattered.
Yeah.
Mm. Kneecap, dirty Harry. Rape him first, shoot him second. I don't understand. Do you like Clint Eastwood, or is that a little before your time?
I think he's a little past his time.
Oh,
Okay, now, but what about the old
slam
movies?
gauntlet
Movies are good.
thrown
Movies are
down.
good.
Yeah,
I
have you
think
seen
current Clint Eastwood's a little bit of a racist.
a
Oh,
little bit? He's a lot. He's become Old Man Johnson. He's really become Old Man Johnson.
I can't believe you're letting someone talk about your guy like that.
No, current Clint Eastwood. When he wants to talk about 1970s Clint Eastwood, we're gonna throw. He wants to talk about spaghetti western Clint Eastwood. We're gonna have.
Oh my gosh, spaghetti western Clint Eastwood. You know, nice.
Badass.
Oh my gosh, bad. He rapes some random woman in town at the beginning of every movie.
No, that's just that was the 70s. That just happened.
No.
Yes, whenever I went into town, my dad would go into town and say, "Son, you stay in the hotel. I got some raping to do." That was just how it was.
This is shocking to me. He made
It's a different time.
Fetus looks confused
Yeah,
and wishes he could have lived during
yeah,
that time.
exactly. When was this? Roll into town and rape women. That just happened. It's just how it was. Ask anybody.
Tinder for 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Rape stuff.
Yeah,
Definitely
rape stuff.
Definitely. It's sort of surprising that just passed as a movie. Like the opening scene is him raping a chick in a barn.
That was why those movies were so because some people hated them. Some people really. I mean, if you look at the reviews of those early ones, what's the movie I'm thinking of?
The one where he paints the town
Them
red.
Taints- yeah. What's
Oh, you've totally failed
I've
yourself.
totally forgot. I know I suck. I forgot that. Look it up. Paints the town. Eastwood paints the town red. It's called. Oh my God! It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yep.
With the midget is in it, and that
was my favorite part.
But even from the moment he walks and comes into town, he's getting a shave, and the guys come in. They're worried about him, and he's
High Plains Drifter.
High Plains Drifter, one of my favorites, because he's a ghost.
I don't get that.
No, because that's where they flash back.
Try
to
and
the guys
tell that
getting
to the
whipped.
woman that got raped by him, because she didn't look like that was entirely
She-
pain-free.
Okay, do you remember that scene though?
Oh my
she
God,
went
are
and
you about to justify
She
a
went and
rape?
yelled at him and smacked him and said, "You." And he tried to walk around her twice, and she's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do, big man?" He's like, "Well, let's go in here." And he takes her in a thing, rapes. She's like, "No." And then she wraps her legs around him and humps him like a turkey on Molly. Yes, he did this. Yes, he did. Well, you sound like a turkey.
On Molly.
I'm telling you. So that was that scene where,
When you say things like that, I feel like you're looking at the internet too much.
Why?
I feel like we should put child safety locks on
my
his
current
computer.
wife has told me about her drug stories from years ago, and I have some information that I tuck information away that you've told me.
We didn't call it Molly, though.
Well, that's what they call it. That's what the kids call it today. I've got a 14-year-old. I'm going to try to find out what everything means. I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm saying I'm stupid, but I need to do some research. I need to keep up on it.
There is actually I'm just going to move back into this Twitter hashtag going around called Boycott Star Wars 7.
Okay, so boycott Star Wars 7, which is in the reasons. Any reasons? What are they saying the reasons are?
Anti-white propaganda, themes of white genocide.
First of all, let's clear some things up. Themes of white genocide. Now, a theme would be a story that white people had committed genocide on certain groups of people. In our history, it's not a theme.
I have 4 words for
It's
all
actually-
of the people who are saying this.
Get a fucking life.
12 Years a Slave.
There you go. Watch it and then shut up.
Or Django Unchained.
Yeah, even Django Unchained, right? It's a cartoon.
Why isn't it that being protested the opposite way? It's just a frickin' movie.
Right.
It's just a movie.
No, it's a movie in space. It's imaginary. How can you be racist at a place that doesn't exist? It's a anti-white themes. Isn't it about time? First of all, anti-white themes have been going on for a long time. Hitler, white guy, master race, genocide. People that hit this country. Indians, genocide. It's not a theme of genocide. White people are schooled in it. We're quite good at genocide. That's what that joke. Remember when I did fifth annual? I did. I'm whitey and I apologize. And I said, let's say everybody who's white say I'm whitey and I apologize. And they go, I'm white and I apologize. I go, see, now we're better. See, now we all get along as one people. And if you people don't want to get along, be careful, because you see how fast white people get organized? Because we are really schooled at it. I think it's a genetic thing.
Available at
ChristopherTitus.com. There you go. And I sold myself what a good piece of material that was.
This actually, all previous Star Wars films, with one exception, featured an exclusively white cast. And the new movie also has an all-white male cast, except for this John Boyega guy as the character Finn, Daisy Ridley as Rey, and Oscar Isaac as a Latino, Poe Dameron. So there's 3. I just said 3.
3. So there's 3 people.
3. There's also a Star Wars sexism thing going on right now because, and I mean, really, if you want my opinion, this is much more something that people should be bitching about, but they're not. But anyway, Princess Leia has been removed from the Star Wars t-shirt and replaced with Luke Skywalker.
What?
Target is actually under fire and being slammed on social media.
Because
Many
of the
people are
bikini?
demanding to know why they doctored the image. It's a Star Wars t-shirt that had Princess Leia on it.
With the bikini from the second movie?
No.
That was the third movie.
It's when
that's right.
Darth Vader points his finger at Princess Leia. Do you know the scene, Fetus? It's a very yes. He knows instantly. It's a famous scene.
You are a rebel.
They have
Alliance.
actually removed her and put Luke Skywalker now.
You know why? Just bitches in space, man. I get it. You know, no bitches in space. That's all I'm saying, man.
Needless to say,
Not on the swag.
They
that's all.
changed a scene, and Star Wars characters are just all fans are
Yeah,
so
you can't do
known
that.
for being even-tempered and not upset at
Not
small minor
overreacting.
things.
Not overreacting at all.
Really, Star Wars fans, it's hard to get their attention because they're so busy protesting the war in the Middle East.
Yeah, and they let things flow.
Fighting for women's rights.
Monsanto, the food, the poison that they're poisoning in our food.
GMOs.
Right.
You got to
Right.
really just
Cancer
raise
cures.
some flags.
They're always out doing cancer cures or occupying Wall Street. The Star Wars fans are not an intense group of people that are so focused on minutia. That's what I like about them. You're right.
Yeah, you got to get their attention.
Right,
to really
you really
got to
point out. They don't even care either way. They're like, yeah, Darth Vader, whatever, helmet, no helmet, I don't care. You're right, easygoing. I would say Star Wars fans are easygoing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Especially about anything to do with Star Wars.
He left the room.
He
He actually left the room. Fetus has left the
His
room.
head was about
We
to
started
explode.
mocking Star Wars geeks, and Fetus got up and walked out. That makes me laugh. It's okay. We're just making fun. Come on back. Feety.
He's ignoring you.
He is, come on. We're just making fun of Star Wars fans. Come on, it's all right.
Oh, he just walked out
I'm
again.
kidding. Come on. See, you can't, first of all, you can't mess with it. Here's the thing about Star Wars. It's 40 years long now. We're 40 years in, okay? So because we're 40 years in, that's my childhood. It's Jet's childhood. It's Fetus's childhood. It's like it's generations. You're fucking with something you shouldn't fuck with.
I liked Star Trek when I was growing up. Oh my gosh, you're going to make that face at me.
Roddenberry had a great thing. The original Star Trek, second Star Trek, I don't know.
You made eye contact with your father while jerking off, and he's giving me a disdainful look. I say I win for the next 3 years because of that story.
That's true, dude. You laid something out that will always be thrown back in your face. That's what I love about Ray. It's just she never brings. I will do something. I'll screw up, dude, in my life, and within 7 minutes, she'll let it go. 7 minutes or 7 days. Eventually, the exact thing I said and the exact tone I said it will be thrown right in my face. So just get used to it. You're an asshole. You're patient and an asshole. You're a patient asshole.
And
gorgeous.
thank you.
She could take the insult.
You told me the truth, and then you distracted me with a shiny object.
There you go, because you're a chick. You can't mess with the imagery of our childhoods. It's not cool. Even I'm a little offended they took Princess Leia off. First of all, there was an awakening during the Jabba the Hutt scene when she was chained to the fat guy.
What?
Uh-huh. It was literally a space version of Seven, frankly, the beginning. Don't you remember?
No.
You don't remember the opening scene of Jedi? It was Jedi, right? It was the opening scene of Jedi when Princess Leia was in the bikini, in the shiny gold lame bikini with her hair up, almost naked, chained to Jabba
She
the Hutt.
was in a bikini. She's not
You
naked.
got to see this. When you were a kid, okay, you got to see, look what she's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. Make that bigger so she can see exactly what she looks like in that thing.
All I really notice is the giant fat green thing in the back.
It is a tiny, tiny bikini. And as a kid, I'm 13. No, I was 14 or 15 when that came out. That was like, yeah.
You were like that about everything.
No. I wasn't.
Blurging. You were blurging in the bushes.
I was doing blurging. I was like, all right. Dad never caught me masturbating with a plunger, though. I guess I shouldn't say it like that because whatever. So to take Princess Leia off the T-shirt is Target's fucking with an icon. They're messing with everybody's childhood. It's not a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea at all. So what are these racists going to do? These pro-white Star Wars. There's so many things
They're
that you.
gonna see the movie anyway.
I know, but there's so many. Is it just because they're? Do you think it's like the Westboro Baptist Church? They're just using the popularity of something else to get attention for themselves.
Yes.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Because everyone's going to go see it, but now people like me who would never, I mean, it wouldn't even be like a blip on the screen for me.
How can you say Star Wars, one of the biggest franchises of all time, that's got like it's such an amazing story. It's all this mystical, just mythology, and you don't have no desire at all for it.
No.
Did they really put Luke in that? But they actually. Okay, so here's the sacrilege of it. They didn't change the picture. They actually changed. They photoshopped someone else in. You are part of a rebel alliance.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I was busy hanging out with the opposite sex.
Yeah, you were 14 and he was 21. You're right. You had a much better life. Your life was way more interesting. I'm Chris Hansen.
It was. Interesting, yes.
Yeah, you had a 21-year-old creep grabbing your 14-year-old Blurgans. And
Not
you were
even
cool with
then. I mean, think about like just because it's been ongoing throughout my life, right? New movies
Well,
have
you
been
were
coming
born.
out.
You were born you were born the year this movie came out.
I don't even think I was.
It came out in the summer. It was summer or Christmas? I think it was summer. It was a summer movie.
This movie was out when I was growing up. Weren't there? There was another one that came out.
You're right. It came out before.
Star Trek I watched, and I called him Spot, and I loved Spot. He was my favorite character of all time in a
Mr.
movie.
Spot.
I didn't even call him Mr. It was like we were like that. I was like, yo, Spot. And my mom, it was like one of those.
That was his street name?
Yeah, it was one of those stupid things that you say that your parents don't correct because they think it's super cute. Kind of like how your son called a woman's vagina her china.
Oh, man. In the car one day, he just goes, yeah, we talked about girls' chinas. What? I remember driving in silence for a minute trying to, does he mean chinas? And you think about it, they do negotiate hard on trade, and I mean, if you look at it, it's actually weirdly apropos.
I was just thinking what I was going to say before you interrupted me with shock and disdain.
They also think they have a great GDP, but there's really nothing there. A lot of ghost cities, a lot of things that you're looking for, and you show up and there's nothing there. It's a lot like a China.
They have too many babies.
Too many, yeah, way too many babies. Yeah,
is that I would never even notice this. I wouldn't know if you told me, is there a new Star Wars movie coming? I didn't know that there was a preview during the football game. I didn't know any of this until today because of all this Twitter trending and stuff.
This is. I don't know if this is a relationship ending,
Oh
but
my
it's
gosh.
definitely.
I'm
blip.
just saying that it's a ploy. I'm calling it a marketing ploy.
The racist thing.
Yeah.
To make everybody go see. So it could be. So what are they trying to get the Nazi people into the theater? Trying to get like white supremacists, people that are.
I think
get people out of their compounds and bring their weapons down to the theater to just say, we heard this movie don't like white people, so we're all showing up.
I just think inherently people will want to show up to see it just to see what the hell everyone's talking about.
I will tell you this: the movie franchise has made $27 billion in its lifetime. They are now on their 7th movie, and they have 2 more planned on top of an offshoot that they're going to do. Rogue One. They're going to do some other movies with fighter pilots of X-Wing. I will be honest with you. Fetus plays a game called X-Wing where he's a tournament player. Got his ass handed to him in the last one, though. But the one before
Is that
he
a
won.
Star Wars game? Oh, it is.
Yeah. So $27 billion in franchise. I really don't think they need to put hey, how do we trick people into going to see this? I don't think that's going to be they've already sold out all the tickets for the opening night. Do you know that? Around the country, all the tickets for opening are sold out. Already. It's not coming out till December. Sold out.
It doesn't come out till December?
No, yeah.
It's sold out in America, right?
I feel like I'm teaching like a monkey to use fire right now. Are you serious? You don't know any of this about Star Wars?
I don't.
Oh my God, I'm really sad.
How do you know?
How do I? I had a picture of Darth Vader. I had a poster of Darth Vader.
You were Darth Vader.
Yeah, on my wall from the time I was 14 years old. And I didn't go get a Luke poster. I got a Darth Vader poster.
I had New Kids on the Block Christmas album poster on my wall.
Oh man,
Super cute.
Who is this? Who is this New Kids on the Block? What are these?
Joey Mack.
Oh my God, he was tiny. He was such a little, and he was a hardcore Christian too.
He's a wee little guy.
He's a wee little man. He was. And I remember seeing him on Evening at the Apollo. They were on Evening at the Apollo. All those white boys.
Then I got older and I got cooler and I became a throwback and then I put up James Taylor.
You went from New Kids on the Block to James Taylor?
Yep.
Wow, you didn't. You just. Wow, you went through a wormhole to another decade in that one. Wow, that's craziness. Well, I was. If you just get on the mic for a second, because we're gonna give you a little. We're gonna do a little. I don't think he's. I don't think you're Harry Potter savvy yet, when it comes to Star Wars. But you're pretty close, right? Would you compare your Harry Potter knowledge to your Star Wars knowledge at all?
They're comparable, but
Really?
Yeah.
Comparable. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So of the first three movies, which one was Billy D. Williams in?
Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, and that was
Well, he was in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, but
yeah. My favorite was Return of the Jedi, the last one. I did like the last one of the three new ones. I like the last
Revenge
one
of the Sith was okay.
where he burns down, where Darth Vader burns down.
It was the
That
least
pretty-
offensive of the prequels.
Offensive. Why?
The prequels are awful.
Why?
because
They're just Lucas. Just the stories are all over the place. He cared
bloated.
He cared more about the visual effects and the spectacle than the actual characters, and he's just a bad character director. Great visionary, terrible character director.
Here's you got film student. Sorry, he's gonna do things like that.
So I
where
was
you
just
just
gonna
where you just where your eyes are rolling. Don't roll your
Sorry.
eyes that hard. No, I'm talking to her. Don't
I'm
roll
not.
your eyes. You did for a second. I
No.
saw you fight it.
I know.
So George,
You can't make up villainous things about me. I'll be villainous when I feel like, and when I don't, I'm just not. But you can't make it up. I'm fine so far. I actually had just totally tuned him out.
Okay, you tell them your own villainous things then. So they were bloated, overdone. I think he wanted to. So much has been done since the first Star Wars. He wanted to show that he still had it, so he went way overboard. And they are a little bit dirty. They're a little bit not dirty like in a sense of dirty, like cluttered. Cluttered is the word I'm looking for, all over the place. But the third one I thought was pretty good.
It was okay, yeah.
This one has J.J. Abrams, who's just a badass, just great. And he also has a sensibility. He's got a little bit of Spielberg sensibility, which I like. That gives it a little more heart. I think the heart's going to be covered in this one. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Now they could suck, too. That's why I'm not going to go see him the first week. Here's my sacrilege. I'm not going to go see him till the theaters are emptied out.
That's a valid.
I just don't have
Yeah,
any
that's fine.
desire to be packed in with a bunch of people wearing Boba Fett masks.
Not allowed to wear a mask.
Okay. All right, dressed like what are those little guys in the first one?
Jawas?
Jawas. People dressed like Jawas. Everyone carrying a lightsaber. I don't care. I don't care. They were fun. It's my childhood. I'll take my son. It'll be great. But at the end of the day, so what do you know about this new one? Tell me what you know so far, because I know you've done some crazy, stupid research on it. I know you've wasted probably time at work searching it. Yeah.
On my lunch break.
Do you see how we covered it? Do you see how we covered it?
Yes.
What do you pull up? What'd you pull up? You pulled some stuff.
That Lamar Odom spent $75,000 at the brothel in Nevada before they found him unresponsive and took him to the hospital.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, he ran it. His credit card came back denied. That's why they went and checked on him.
Oh.
He was at the brothel, and they were like, he's like, how's Lamar doing? It doesn't matter. Keep running it. Keep running it. Denied. Hold on. Go check on Lamar.
Ah.
That's why they found him.
And when he finally woke up from his
75,000.
drug-induced coma, the first thing he said was, "Good morning."
It was drugs. That was it.
He was doing heroin.
Heroin and two girls that were with him full time, and he was doing herbal supplements.
Yeah.
I love that he was healthy with the penis enlargement stuff. But when it came to heroin, no.
Herbal Viagra. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
I don't want to put anything in my body that's bad for me except for heroin. It's like the Philip Seymour Hoffman school. I'm a vegan and I shoot heroin.
Cocaine and herbal Viagra.
Yeah.
Well, there's
I like
your...
she just took the news over. We were talking about stuff. She's just so bored. She's
She's
just
over
over it. She's over it.
I was never on it. I mean,
Have you watched any of the Star Wars movies?
of course. I think maybe most of them, perhaps.
Okay, so you know the one with Princess Leia and Luke with Darth Vader, and they blow up the Death Star, right? You know that one.
They weren't in all. Oh, they were in all of them, right?
The original trilogy.
Oh, you gotta
Right.
love Han Solo,
Yeah, he was hot.
right?
For
Totally
sure.
sexy,
Yeah,
right?
he was hot.
Harrison Ford's the best.
And
He's in the new one, right?
Yeah.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, he is.
As his actual age. See, I asked my eyelash guy some stuff so I would know a few things. See? Ha! Who knew that Harrison Ford was in the new one? Bam. And
We all.
it's not a
it's been all over the
prequel.
news.
It's now
Yes.
looking back.
It's in the future.
Is Chewbacca
Well, it's always a long time ago.
in this one?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, there you go.
They're gonna have to
Is
start killing these
Scotty
people off. They're
in
old.
this one?
Scotty's the wrong
Oh,
character.
Jesus.
His ashes are in
I
space
can't
somewhere.
even. Oh, my.
Beam him up. A lot of beaming. in
Beam him
Star
up, Luke.
Wars.
You are just you're the that tries to get involved and just can't.
Do you know who I really did like when I was little was R2-D2. He was my all-time favorite.
Yeah, he's badass.
Super cool. Basically a midget of robots, and I was already into midgets.
And if C-3PO was a human being, he would get his ass kicked
Yeah, he
all
was
the
annoying.
time. He would just get his ass beat left and right.
I guess I did see these when I was younger
Han
because
just
I
shuts him
remember.
off at one point.
I remember them. He's annoying. I remember dude with the gun with the bullets on his chest, hot. Hairy guy, super cool, and short robot, probably my favorite.
Harry got bullets on his chest. Chewbacca? With
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bandolier?
Oh, that's right. The hairy guy had the bullets.
Right.
The other dude
vest,
in
in the
the
vest,
pirate shirt and the vest,
That
super hot.
Han Solo.
Yep, hot.
Every kid when they're young, Luke Skywalker's their favorite. And then when they get
Nope.
older, Han Solo's their favorite.
Yeah.
No, Luke Skywalker, I always thought was too short. I feel like probably I was in elementary school,
He
maybe.
kissed his sister.
He kissed his sister, and even
just
when
be
I was in
honest.
elementary school, he was way too short for me already. I was
Too short
already
for a
actual
stormtrooper.
size.
So in your weird ghost mind, that you've the vague memory of this movie, do you have any favorite scenes? Any part that you go, that was cool? Wow. Okay, Fetus, favorite scene. I don't give me one favorite scene out of the Star Wars
Isn't
movies.
there a time when C-3PO and R2-D2 are sort of out? They've been abandoned or
Yeah,
left
yeah,
in
They're
a
in the
yeah.
desert
At the
and they're
beginning, yeah.
arguing.
really remote area,
yeah.
and
And
they're
they're arguing?
having
And
Okay.
C-3PO's
see?
funny. C-3PO's really funny as shit at that point.
Yeah.
It's
See?
really annoying.
There you go.
Uh,
Bam.
Two scenes. There's a scene with C-3PO. One of my favorite C-3PO scenes when he gets busted up and then he's all strapped to Chewbacca, but he's still talking. Oh, this is horrible. I don't understand it. And then Chewbacca's got him slung over his back in pieces. And like, what's happened? Turn me around. Turn me around. He's just screaming. One of my favorite
That's a
scenes
good impression.
is the garbage room scene where they're getting compressed. One of the best scenes of all time. That's from the first one.
Really good.
One
yeah.
of the newer ones is the one that opens with the flying, right? In between all the mountains.
Wow. That's
That's one of the prequels. That's the first prequel. I think I only saw one of those.
Well, we have them all. I'm going to sit down with Jet.
Oh.
I'm going to go through all 6 of them with Jet again. I'm going to walk down with my son.
My
You
favorite
should-
scene
you should
is
start with math.
when they
Cover
true.
math first.
I know. All right. You're right.
in Empire Strikes Back where Luke and Vader are fighting, and
Yeah.
Vader is clearly just wrecking house.
Yeah.
And
You can tell he's just fucking with him.
yeah, he's just messing
Yeah.
with him the whole time. Yeah.
It's almost like he doesn't want to beat him up, which comes out later when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
find
Why
out.
he doesn't want to beat him up.
Spoiler alert that he's his
I just
dad.
thought, but the my favorite part of that scene though is when he actually gets Luke in the carbonite chamber.
Yeah.
And Luke jumps out.
Yeah.
And Vader's like, oh, okay, impressive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Well, he looks
son.
up. He looks up like, whoa.
Whoa,
Yeah.
I was expecting that. Okay, maybe he's got some game.
Another scene is when Ben Kenobi's Obi-Wan's fighting him, and you can just see and Obi-Wan's holding his own. He's an old dude just kicking ass, and then he just stops. And Vader just looks at him. All right, I'll take it, old man, and cuts his ass in half, and he's gone. And then that one little scene of him stepping on him, like, where did he go? Where did he go?
I'm so
Very cool.
confused.
Yeah.
When do you find out?
And Yoda was always a Muppet to me. I don't care what anybody says. The second I burst out laughing the first time I saw Yoda, because I thought it's a Muppet.
Was he in all of them?
Only in he's in Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and then all 3 of the prequel movies.
Oh, Ewoks. Love the Ewoks.
That was really I
That's
always
Return of
thought
the Jedi. Yeah,
yeah.
They're only in one.
yeah, just Return.
I
of the
like
Jedi.
anything covered in hair. Chewbacca, Ewoks.
Anything furry.
Yeah, except feet. Don't like feet. But anything else furry. Love it.
You would have adopted.
Not
an
about the Lord of
Ewok.
the Ring movies then.
No, I haven't even seen those. But
She won't because of the feet thing.
Yeah, Hobbits, man.
Yeah.
yeah, well, is that weird too that I don't
No, I
watch
mean,
Lord of the Rings? Are you okay with that?
Well,
or-
that those have a little more critical acclaim. Like that third one won 12 Oscars. So.
You are.
So we're probably not
you
gonna
are
be able to move past
kryptonite-
this either.
The way
It's
you
okay.
look and your attitude, you are kryptonite to every geek on the planet.
You're just not a
Do you
nerd.
know that
It's
you're
fine,
not a
though.
nerd? Yeah, but if you dressed up as Wonder Woman and went to Comic-Con, it'd be. But it's.
I used to dress as Wonder Woman when I was little.
Yeah,
I
but-
had the little underwear and the bra and the boots and the lasso.
say
and my
underwear, bra,
brother-
and boots again.
What?
Say underwear, bra, and
Bra.
boots again.
My brother and I he was Superman, and we would jump around on the furniture and save the world from the
Nice.
living room.
Before he set himself on.
He didn't set himself on fire. Superman set fire to the living room. It's very different. But he rescued me, and we both lived, and I'm here today because of Superman.
I mean, Wonder Woman had nothing to do with it. So even though you were a chick superhero, a man had to save you.
Well, Wonder Woman.
Wonder
can't
Woman
fly.
was terrified of her mother, as she still is today. So Wonder Woman pretty much went into the hall closet and waited till it all blew over.
That's Wonder Woman's kryptonite right there. If I'm
Mother.
scared of mom. When Wonder Woman's mom show up, nothing gets done. Mom, stop it! Stop it! No, it's an invisible plane. Stop! It's a gold lasso.
You're embarrassing me.
In front of the other superheroes. Look, the Justice League is making fun of me right now because of you, Mom. Leave.
Pretty much. That's how my childhood went. It still goes like that, even today.
All right, to all you people trying to suck on the fame that Star Wars has built worldwide for the last 40 years, stop it. It's not racist. It's not anti-white. It's owned by white guys, money made by white guys, and without that that white guys made, all these people wouldn't have jobs. So shut up. All right, that's what I'm leaving it
That
as.
was probably a bit much, I think.
No, shut up. Quit using my childhood memories to forward your political agenda.
Bruce Hyde, that played Lieutenant Kevin Riley on these movies, died today.
Lieutenant Kevin Riley in the first Star Wars movies?
The Starship Enterprise.
Oh my God, this is
He died today.
two different franchises.
Not
It's
really.
still sad though.
Pretty much the same.
No, one was
Yeah.
a high-tech base,
Probably pretty much the same if you think about it.
They're different, but
Pretty much the
not
same.
even close.
I mean,
it's not.
Star Trek is sci-fi and Star Wars is space fantasy.
So probably still they're
Different
both
themes.
sci-fi, pretty much.
No.
Yeah.
No, Aliens is.
They're
sci-fi.
both fantasy too. Not real, either one of them.
Not real, no.
So let's just call
I'm
them
just not
both
going to argue about
fantasy.
But Star Trek was actually taking like the current technology and where they thought it would go and what they believe would be, and it's still. I can't even. I don't know.
Oh, please do. Please
No.
explain to me how they're different.
You just.
I
you
could,
just- you
but
can't
it's
even-
just
Space.
not. You'll
It's
just tune out, and it's not
Made
worth
up.
it.
She tuned doesn't like it.
Fantasy, guys in tight pants.
But the Notebook was real. You're right. But the Notebook was
Never
real.
saw the Notebook either.
Yeah, so is Forrest Gump. Forrest
I
Gump.
don't
totally
discriminate.
Real. You're right. You're right. It's
You know what's
every
weird?
other movie is dead serious and real.
Do you know what's weird? I'm
What?
about to disclose something that most people don't know about me, and I think it's probably a horrible thing to even admit, and it's
Oh, no.
weird, and I don't think I've ever told anyone this before, but I don't really like movies. It's hard for me to sit through movies.
What do you mean?
I enjoy...
Like, this doesn't compute at all.
I know, because you love
This
movies.
is a movie for everyone.
So I've kept this hidden for all these years.
Like just as a genre, as a 2-hour story,
Yes.
you don't like
yes,
movies?
Yes, exactly. 2-hour story. Do you hear how arduous and time consuming that sounds just when you put it that way? Sometimes 3-hour. Who has this kind of time?
No wonder you don't want to
Is-
watch Lord of the Rings.
Or the God. She's never seen the Godfather
I've
series.
never
either.
seen The Godfather.
How do? It's. Do
Have
know,
you?
Yeah.
Do you know
Oh, you
if we
have
had a meter
all of
right
them?
now? You know,
I
the.
think
Do you know
I'm
the
only seen half of
debates?
the third one, but it's not really
Do
necessary.
you know? No, the third one's by far the worst
Yeah,
one.
it's not
at
really
all.
necessary to see the third one.
No, I will say this. Do you know in those debates they have those things where they track it and you can see at the bottom line where they like the candidate and go down?
I just
If we-
lost everyone.
If we were tracking you on this show, on this podcast, you would just be at the bottom the whole time. Don't know
That's
Star
fine.
Wars. Keep mixing up Star Wars and Star Trek.
Probably
On
other
top of-
chicks with busy social lives would be voting for me, so I'm fine with that.
You're married to me. I know how busy your social life is.
True. However, in my mind, it's amazing.
So you can live in your mind for more than 2 hours, but not. You can't watch another. You can't get lost in a movie.
That's my problem because I'm so busy. I'm so busy.
Training Day.
Okay, but here's the thing. I have had to see movies in my life, and I have
Like you were in a
found
prison camp. They
some of
forced
them
you.
enjoyable. You know, one of my all-time favorite movies ever made is Seven. I think that is a brilliant movie. I can watch that one. I can watch that one over and over.
Over and over again. Well, actually, when it comes on at our house, what happens?
Of course, we
You and
watch
I,
it. Yeah.
We just sit down and start watching Seven, no matter
Love
what we're
that.
doing. Right.
Fight Club. I can watch that.
A lot of Fincher films.
You know, people getting their asses kicked, and I like that.
But
and
Roadhouse comes on. I'll watch Roadhouse without even stop. Roadhouse is It's a bad B movie with.
it's just
Patrick
hard for me to
Swayze.
take
They're
time out.
remaking that with Ronda Rousey as the main
Oh,
character.
God.
It's just hard. That's all I'm saying.
Is
It's
that
a
why you
movie.
fall asleep at movies?
Do you
all the
prefer
time?
books? Are you a book person?
I
Yes.
love to read.
That makes sense.
And I like hour-long dramas. Like I loved Breaking Bad. 44 minutes, you're in, you're out, your life has changed. The Nick, I am so hooked on The Nick. That comes on Showtime. Again, people dying, a lot of people getting their asses kicked. Awesome.
Blood.
44 minutes and I can move on. It's just hard. Like I'm really busy. We started
To
our
make
own company.
to make a commitment to a movie.
We started our own company, and I am the behind the scenes, the gear thing that's trying to keep balls up in the air. So I can't justify taking 2 to 3 hours out to watch a movie. It makes me crazy.
You're the negotiator.
This November.
Yeah, this November. She doesn't like movies, but she likes being up people's ass. It's Bombshell Rae as the negotiator. Started her own business, but literally know that she was about to give people the business. That noise out of context is going to be very weird.
Bob Barker has been hospitalized.
All right, you can sit down, Fetus.
I'm good.
All right,
Thanks.
all right, man.
Wait, well, we might have more questions for him.
You almost
You can mute yourself, but you can stay there.
I was gonna. Oh, you can sit there. She said you can turn it back on. Then if you let him stay on, he can stay on. All right.
Well, if he doesn't mute himself, then he gets chatty, and that's a problem.
Wow.
He's nodding. He's agreeing. Have you noticed that he and I have started agreeing a lot more?
You know what? He's self-aware. You've made him self-aware, which is really.
It's because I'm trying to raise a man.
I know. We're going from a fetus to a young boy.
Well, not
Toddler. Toddler? Sorry, a year
Terrible
from now, we'll call
twos.
him toddler. He's in the terrible. You don't want to be called toddler. Fetus is better. He's right. Fetus is
Feedy.
Alliteration of my name.
We have people calling you Feedy now on social media. Bob Barker has fallen. Bob Barker looks like a Vulcan. I don't know if
did
you've
he get
seen
up?
him
Yeah.
lately, but his
Black
ears.
belt, like 6-degree black
Did I
belt.
make a good reference? Vulcan, right? They're from Star Trek. Yay!
Spot was a Vulcan.
Spot was?
Yeah.
He was cool.
I called him Mr. Spot because
You weren't like that.
yeah.
Spot. Is he still alive? Leonard Nimoy?
No, he died. He died. Yeah.
He died?
Yep.
I'm not even on the mic.
You can turn your mic on. Turn it on. If we're talking geek stuff, you have to be on. You're like our internal geek.
Well, this is a fine time to tell me when we're on air. He's dead?
Yeah.
Been dead for a couple months.
Oh.
Was it only a couple months ago? Why did I think it was a long time ago?
It is less than a year.
Leonard Nimoy is gone.
My mom has this
Jim?
whole story about me getting out of my seat in the movie theater and walking down the aisle up the thing and yelling Spot with my arms out. I loved Spot. He's dead.
Yeah, Mr.
Well, way to
Mr.
crush my childhood dreams.
Mr.
Brilliant.
Spot is good.
It's not.
Oh yeah. You tell me how wrong I am about calling something different. You're right. Yeah, he was a really smart. I liked him a lot. I really liked him a lot.
I love that you guys didn't care that Bob Barker was hospitalized.
Bob
You
Barker
actually didn't. You just said he fell. I didn't
Yeah.
know if he was hospitalized.
He's a 6th
I fall
degree
every
black
day.
belt too. I mean, how old is he? He's like 80 right now.
He's a black belt?
6th degree. Yeah, and he actually saves animals.
Well, they didn't teach him how to take on a pair of stairs.
He's also 90. How old is he?
Well, who cares?
It doesn't
He's
matter if you're a
old.
black
I
belt. At
mean,
one point, your body just shuts it down.
Bob Barker was born in 1923. He's 91 years old.
Yeah, and he just fell downstairs. This is his first fall. 91.
What is it? Like when I am past the age of 80, I'm not going to go anywhere near stairs. It's like it's kryptonite for elderly people.
It is.
You're
Gravity-
going down no matter what. Your hips are made for cracking.
Gravity starts focusing on you. When you hit 80, gravity just goes, get him.
And you
you're-
can't outrun it.
No, you can't outrun gravity. It's up your ass all the time. And that's what happens when you hit 80, 90. Gravity just on you, white on rice. Like
my
gravity on an old person.
That's why they're always hunched over. They just can't handle it.
Did we tell that? We tell that story about that lady that was hunched over coming out of the bank.
I think so. That was awesome.
Funny story. Every once in a while something will happen in the world where Bombshell and I will have to stop our day. Our day will stop until whatever the incident is going to happen. We were playing on the bank one day, and we may have talked about this before. Old lady, 9,000 years old. She was old. She was basically in the shape of a lowercase r. She came out of the bank.
Exactly.
She did. She came out of the bank and was shuffling like a lowercase
She's
r.
facing the ground.
Basically,
I'm not
in
kidding.
fact, she just pushed the bank. This is what made us look is that we'd walked out of the bank and then she hit the door to the bank, and it was just you saw a hand come out and then the top of her head and her face is looking at the ground, and she lowercase r just walked across the parking lot and got into her car.
So
And
we
were
get
like-
in the car and we just watch.
We were sitting in the car watching it, and I just thought, oh my god, how's she gonna drive? How's she gonna drive? Oh my god, this is stupid.
Well,
How's she
she
gonna drive?
walks up to the car, and as she goes around to the driver's side, your friend Marshall was here, and we were all going, "No, you're
No, you are
she's-
not
no, she's
driving.
not."
By the way, head down at the ground, sticks her key in. She's literally her head is door handle level because she's bent over. Puts it in, opens the door, gets in like you can't. You just see if you were looking at it through her car because we were on the other side. You just see the door open magically because she was hunched over so far, and we thought this is not going to happen. And when she sat down, boom, she popped up perfectly, and she was the perfect
And we
position to
all
drive.
went,
We're like,
"Oh!"
yay! She was perfect driving. See,
Except her legs were straightforward.
you never know. You just never know. She's actually in the perfect shape of a human to drive a vehicle. And now, from sea to sea.
We are brought this week again by Harry's, one of our favorite ones, harrys.com. Don't forget, guys, a lot of you I know are using it. Make sure that when you go to harrys.com, it's Harrys, not Hairies. Go to harrys.com.
Although better name for a shaving company, I think, Harry's.
Yeah, but I think that they were going for that, the play on the two.
Oh, okay.
Go to harrys.com. On your first order, you get $5 off with promo code Titus.
Mm-hmm.
And tell them what they get, Fetus, with that first order since you did it.
Depending on what package you get, if you get the $15 one, which is only $10 for you with promo code Titus.
And free shipping.
And free shipping,
For
which
God's
is really
sakes.
only $10 then. You get yourself a nice razor. Really nice. A couple of extra blades. I think 2 extra blades.
Made in their own factory in Germany.
That's
and
right.
They're German blades, and not in some horrible third world country blades. Are made in Germany by the finest
And
people
your
in the world.
choice of either the cream or the foam, the gel. That's right. Yeah.
You're
I picked-
terrible at this.
I'm not good.
He's better than he was the first time.
No, I'm always bad.
Like, there's
Whatever.
no excitement at all
I'm not gonna be like an infomercial guy.
for anything. Okay. What if they came out with a Star Wars themed Harry's starter set?
They don't yet.
In a
do
galaxy far, far away,
that. You'll
you
be the-
too can have a face as smooth as Han Solo and an attitude as smooth too.
There you go. Stop there. Don't go any further. That was perfect.
Yeah, because you know you're tanking on
No,
the next line.
no.
That you made it that
did.
far
That was great.
was amazing.
A little.
All right.
Very nice. Very nice. Incredible. I cannot believe that you just laid that out like that. That was an improv. That was your improv
We
training.
are raising a toddler.
Yeah.
We're trying to bring him up.
But we're always going to keep you. You're always going to be fetus to us.
What was that whole thing about raising up a child? That whole thing, about, that book where you're supposed to like beat the kid a lot.
Oh, train up.
Train up a
Train up your
child.
child. And
There
that
we
guy,
go.
And I love that guy. That guy was great because when they busted him on it, he was like,
I just ordered that book.
You get a switch. You beat your kid. If it does something wrong, you beat it. You lock it in a closet.
Yeah.
You teach it. And they interviewed it. Instead of them having to say he wouldn't be interviewed for this project, he went, hell yeah, he's on. The biggest redneck in the world. He's like Colonel Sanders' dad, and he's going, yep, got to train them up. Kids get out of line. Our job is to make them.
We needed some parenting tips, so we just got that book on Amazon.
Yeah.
Same day delivery.
Train up a child. Guys, go to harrys.com. Use the promo code Titus. The razors are great.
It's all great. It's all really, really super, and that's why we love.
And Christmas is coming. Get a couple. By the way, just buy $10. Get a couple. I am telling you, someone's going to show up at Christmas. This is my biggest lament. Who didn't you expect to be there? And you go, oh, we got you guys this.
Not even that. Like, why not? I mean, that's like just a brilliant gift. It's something. I'm a big fan of giving gifts that are really nice, but you got for a deal. So why not just give people that, get them hooked, and then they can go and reorder.
Harrys.com, and thanks for supporting the podcast.
Yeah, we love them.
Speaking of that, if you want to support the podcast, go to ChristopherTitus.com. Whenever you buy anything, if you're going to go get your Harry's thing, go through the Amazon link. Click to the Amazon link. Whatever you buy, we get a little piece of it. Doesn't cost you anything extra, and it helps keep the doors open at the Combustion Lounge. Now?
Sure.
And now from sea to shining sea, continent to continent, sometimes space. Except for Star Trek or Star Wars.
I was there for Star Trek,
Ugh.
but they're pretty much the same.
It's Bombshell Rae with the Bombshell News.
Couldn't Spot have been the Yoda to Star Trek, what Yoda was to Star Wars?
I would say he was.
Same ears, same wise.
Well, George Lucas ripped off 50 different things to write Star Wars. If you look at the,
I mean, the hero's journey, everyone rips off.
What came first?
no, Kurosawa. I mean, if you look at every,
What came first?
Star Trek.
Aha! Ho! So I'm like an OG in space fantasy, and you guys are just a cheap imitation.
No, because I'm my favorite Martian, which is Bill Bixby,
And we had a black lady way before Win.
yeah, and Asian dude flying the damn ship.
Yeah, yeah, which we all know that's not happening. But he was hopeful.
And then she's horribly racist. Nice job.
So really, I kind of
we
win.
had a hammerhead shark.
You guys are
flying the
looking
ship.
at me.
Remember that
Maybe
dude?
I was just loyal. Maybe I was loyal. I went with what came out first, and then you guys grabbed on to
I
the
like
other
Star Trek.
thing.
I used to watch Star Trek. I'd come after school because it was already, and I'd watch it.
The TV show or the
The
movies?
TV show. I'd watch the TV show, and then the movies came out. I watched the movies, and then the second movies came.
Every other movie.
I didn't watch the second series of Star Trek.
Me neither.
And then, but I did watch the new Star Trek movies that J.J. Abrams did, which is why I'm really stoked about Star Wars because he's actually taken on 2 franchises. Weirdly enough,
Same guy did both?
he's going to do. He did the with the young Star Wars guys, Star Trek guys, and now that he's doing Star Wars.
But I'm wrong. They're nothing alike. Okay, let's move on. A man
I figured I just gave her ammo, and I just screwed us. Damn it.
accused of wiping court summons between butt cheeks.
That's a crime? I didn't know it was a crime.
Well, here's why. Police
It
in
is
New
paper.
Jersey say that a 45-year-old man wiped his rear end with a court summons that he was handed and then tossed it at the Readington police officer. He has now been indicted on a single count of throwing bodily fluids, according to a copy of his indictment. It's actually assault and
Really?
throwing bodily fluids.
Buddily? Throwing bodily fluid? That was a 2 for 1.
I love that there's an indictment that has to describe it, where it's like he placed it, quote, between his butt cheeks. Wiped it, quote, in an upward and downward motion.
Your Honor, my testimony today will be accurate description of what happened.
Well, when I was in college, I had to write incident reports for stupid things college kids did, and you
Yeah.
have to write them like that. You have to be really specific and descriptive.
Oh, if you had some of those, I'll bet you they're hilarious.
You can read the actual court summons. It's very cute where it talks about his buttocks. But he's actually, if he's convicted, he faces 18 months in jail.
I have a pitch for a segment for next week called Incident Report. I'm giving you assignment, Fede. I want you to get online and find weird incident reports, and we will read them on the air.
Uh-oh.
Indictments, you mean? Or
Incident reports. Weird. I'm sure there's weird incident reports all over because the cops have to write it up, and some of the stories we've reported from Florida. If we had those incident reports that the cop had to write, and the defendant grabbed the summons and then placed it between his butt cheeks, getting some sort of fecal matter on it, and then threw it at the officer. I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah. See, I knew she would be.
Subway, this is another example other than the whole first half of the podcast illustrated of people need to get a life. Subway agrees to measure their sandwiches now as a part of their court settlement.
They weren't foot long.
Someone, they're going to measure 6 inches out and foot long. It's a part of a settlement agreement and a class action. So more than one person got on this class action in Connecticut. The settlement proposal they're trying to settle out says that this Connecticut-based chain, it's agreed to measure the sandwiches to ensure that they actually measure up to the advertised 6 and 12 inches in length after a 2013 lawsuit accused them of falling short.
They have to have women measure.
Yeah,
You
because
can't- you
men
can't-
always
you-
measure from the bottom.
Yeah, you can't measure. You can't let a man measure. the sandwich.
They need to measure
That's
them
6
from
inches,
the top.
dude. That is definitely not 6 inches.
Measure from the top, not below the meatballs, above the meatballs from the top. It's always way shorter than
Wow.
anticipated.
And that was your weekly dick joke on the Titus podcast.
So true, though, in many ways. Fetus is
Yeah.
actually thinking,
You have to have the female
"Do I
employee
measure
measure.
from the top?" I've lied on my Tinder profile.
Just came to get the plunger.
Subway is also going to start having to carry out inspections and penalize restaurants where the sandwiches fail to meet the standard.
You know why? Because is that how people are trying to save money at the Subway?
They are
the
going
franchisees
to-
will be like, "Listen, we're going to give them a 5 3/4. Don't tell them it's 6. We're going to say it's going to save us $85
They've also,
a year."
well, bread doesn't always cook up the same.
Right, I know
It's
it's the
bread.
dumbest.
Right. So think about all the waste
Can't they just
that
put
they will
about?
have.
Can't they just put
Like, let's
about?
say if the whole thing's 11.5 inches, so they cut 6 inches from one, all that other
If I were
half is
Subway,
wasted.
I'd rather just change my advertising to approximately.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Just make it a big marketing thing.
Or so.
yeah, or so.
Because
6
these
inches or
things...
so.
Or use the squiggly math symbol that means about. I'm
Yeah.
not a
There
math
you
guy.
go.
Yeah, it's about 6 inches, about a foot long. There you go.
They are also going to pay up to $1,000 to each plaintiff and cover $525,000 in legal fees.
It's brutal.
Brutal. Because someone sat around, one guy went home
'Cause
and
we don't have
tweeted a
enough-
picture of his Subway sandwich next to a ruler.
Do you know what? We don't have enough war in this country. We need war. We need some sort of insurgency so people would start to fucking focus on what's really important. Really, you're suing a shitty sandwich chain that basically serves you processed chicken. You want your money back? First of all, if you're walking into Subway, I just don't understand people. If you're walking into Subway and paying $5 for a big, huge monster sandwich with all those vegetables and everything on it, and you're pissed because the sandwich is 5 3/4 inches, just they should actually have. Do you want some arsenic on your sandwich when you're getting this sandwich made? They should actually, if you're an asshole, they should just be able to put some sort of poison in it to take
I
you down
like
a
that
notch.
all of your suggestions for how to solve the world's problems
Are
have to
killing
do
people.
with killing people.
You know why? Because because anybody who's going to waste their time protesting a Star Wars movie for being not white enough, or protesting Subway and going to class, doesn't deserve time on the planet. I'm sorry. There's kids starving. There's kids getting shot in schools. There's homeless teens roaming the things. People not getting educated. We got a country that's all fucked up, and our Congress isn't even doing their job. And you're worried about your sandwich is 5 3/4 inches. Fuck you. Sorry.
Most of his positive messages also end in "fuck you."
Yeah, that's true. You know what though? You know what? So did Gandhi's. And I think
don't know.
Yeah, no. If you look at Gandhi. Look at Gandhi quotes and honestly, after every Gandhi quote, add "fuck you" to the end of it. They cut it. The editors,
Like a
history.
fortune cookie.
Yeah, just add it.
Fetus, I'm sure you know about this, but do you know that we're going to be narrowly missed by an asteroid on Halloween?
How narrowly?
Let's see. On the other hand,
Oh, we talked about NASA's definition of narrow.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like 2.6 million miles. Oh my God. Woo, woo,
Was
woo.
really
Oh,
close.
oh my God. That was
no, actually only 300,000 miles.
Well, okay,
Which is-
that's
pretty close.
That
That's
actually
pretty
is
close.
kinda
pretty close.
It's about as far away as the moon, a little bit farther. The asteroid is named a bunch of letters and numbers. It's going to be visible by telescope, so you can actually watch the asteroid go by on Halloween.
Did they say how big it is? On Halloween, no less. Wow, that's the beginning of a movie.
They're saying that, quote, the flyby presents a truly outstanding scientific opportunity to study the physical properties of this object. You'll actually be able to see it close up and
And to
personal.
contemplate the end of all existence.
It's traveling through Orion on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
It's estimated to be 300 to 600 meters wide, and it's traveling at 78,000 miles per hour.
So that wouldn't end life.
That's
on
not
the
world
planet.
ending.
No, that's
No.
not, that would jack some stuff up. But it
Oh,
would,
yeah.
Okay, in contrast, the meteorite that exploded in the sky over Russia in 2013 was 20 meters wide, and they're saying this one's up to 600 meters wide.
Yeah, it would.
It would do damage for
It would
sure.
jack up a continent.
But it's
I
not
think.
world ending.
No. But you know what? It would clear out some of the dead wood, and again, and maybe these subway things wouldn't happen. Maybe people wouldn't be protesting Star Wars. Okay, so I'm saying, come on, meteor. Snuggle up.
I'd rather it not, but
Well, as long as it's going to hit, it's 70% water. It's going to hit the ocean anyway. And then, Japan's used to tsunami. I know, but Japan's used to it. And then surfs up in Santa Cruz. Let's do this.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to yell "fuck you" again? Because that's
I'm sorry. I'm just tired. I'm tired. You know what I'm really tired of? Every day the news shows us another nightmare, and nobody's talking about it. I mean,
okay. You ready?
yeah.
Man commits suicide over Star Wars main character being black.
didn't even watch the movie. Not a true fan.
Charlotte, North Carolina, where we're going to be on November 8th. McGlohan Theater, November 8th.
In Charlotte.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
We're
going to be in Nashville on November 6th. We're going to be in Chattanooga, Tennessee on November 7th.
You can't just let this go. Why did he kill it?
Charlotte on November 8th. So
His
go to
suicide note-
ChristopherTitus.com
His suicide note
to
was
click
basically.
through and buy tickets.
It's not the main character.
One of the main characters.
It's one of them, but it's not.
53-year-old Caucasian male. He was found dead in Charlotte. According to reports, his suicide note that was found read, quote, "Make America white again." So good riddance is all I have to say.
You know what? There you go. Thank you. See, that guy should also say, and I'll bet you the rest of the note says, "And send my Subway money to my mama."
Mommy.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
So this guy, it's a black British actor, is playing the guy.
Yeah.
And it's not Idris Elba. So I might start my own hashtag boycott this bullshit.
Because you have one black actor.
John McGoy is amazing. He's so
Have
cool.
you ever seen Idris Elba?
He's equally as amazing.
No. Bite your words,
I mean, he's actually phenomenal.
young puppy.
Did you see the Netflix movie he's in?
Have you ever seen Luther?
Yeah.
No, he said the new Netflix movie is amazing. We'll watch it tonight.
It's so
What?
good.
Who? With Idris Elba?
Yeah, he stars in it.
He plays
an
a
Netflix exclusive movie.
warlord, an African warlord. It's supposed to be incredible.
So good. It's incredible.
Yeah, I still haven't heard. I haven't seen it. We will give you a report next week on it
I gotta watch a movie.
with Idris Elba.
Okay. See, all I need is some incentive. That's all I need.
Luther is amazing, though.
One of the best TV shows ever made,
yeah.
and that it ended so quickly and abruptly and short because he wanted to go be a movie actor. Crap.
That's how British TV is. They get this great idea. They do it for 19 episodes, and they cut it. They didn't even do like 20 or 24. 19.
They did 18 total,
I know, but
six
it's like
episode
weird.
seasons, and it was it was heating. It was. I mean, I got my brother started on it. My mom was watching it in Kuwait. We were calling each other. I mean, it was that good, and then nothing.
Did it end? Did they wrap it up? In a bow?
No.
Talks
Never.
spring up every couple months about Elba being the next James Bond, and I'm totally in favor.
I am too.
I heard it wasn't going to happen because specifically they didn't think people would go for it.
Oh my
Being
god.
a
Yeah,
British-
that's not
We're
that
going
they're
to
not up
protest
for
that
it.
too because
but-
black and white people
'cause
are
he doesn't
different.
really want the role.
It's not the same because we're different. If you cut us open, we look so different inside.
We're all pink like salmon on the inside.
I think if
Do
he
you
was up for
know-
it, they would do it. To
Do
be
you
honest,
know that you say that in your show, but do you know that from the time I was very little, that's what my mom said? My mom always said we're all pink inside because we had this Thai friend. His name was Monchai Chuechu, and he hung out with us.
no,
all
it
the
wasn't.
time.
It was not Munchai Chewy Chew.
Monchai.
You're gonna. That's a name from Star Wars. What
No,
are you
his
talking
name
about?
was Monchai Chuechu. But anyway,
No, it wasn't.
I used to call him Manchu Walk It To Me because there was that restaurant at the mall. But anyway, he cut himself. He was with us. He always hung out with my brother and me, and we were on a trip, and he cut himself, and he was very pink on the inside. And my mom said, "See, guys, we're all just pink on the inside."
That story was you guys tried to kill him and cut him with a machete, and then your mom later told you that.
the story gets really dark if
yeah,
you put it in
it's
that
a
context.
really, really dark story. Scary. He just accidentally cut himself, and we could see inside to the meat, and it was pink.
No, he was Thai. Nobody ever does. Nobody
Mother's
cares
got
about
blood
them.
all over her face. See,
Thai people don't
See, we're all
bother
pink on the
anyone.
inside. What happened to Munchai Chui Chu?
I don't know,
There
never
you
heard
go.
from him after that.
And end of story. All right, guys.
Mr. Wolf.
Thank you for listening to the Titus podcast. We'll be in Columbus this weekend at the Funny Bone.
I had a story about a woman being arrested for trying on tampons in Walmart. I don't know how you just end when I've got brilliance on deck. It's amazing.
And now, from sea to shining sea, continent to continent, sometimes space, it's Bombshell Rae with the Bombshell Walmart news.
A 37-year-old Georgia woman is now in custody after Walmart employees found her trying on tampons in the feminine
Is
care
that how
aisle.
you describe it? Trying on? Am
You
I
gotta
a
see if they
large or a
fit.
medium?
test pilot.
She was led out of the store in handcuffs after resisting arrest actually turned into a mess. She,
Sounds like it was a mess before they got
She
there.
first went to the customer service desk to try and return Tampac's, quote, lights because they were causing her to leak. And the cardboard applicator was too rough for her, quote, flower. That's in the incident report. She wanted to exchange them. And then a lady that works there says, I was stocking the deodorants right next to the aisle where the feminine hygiene products is kept.
I love that it's in accent form. I like that she quotes an accent.
I walked past this aisle. This crazy out her mind lady was in there, and I couldn't believe what I saw. I mean, really, there was 5 bloody used tampons on the ground that she had already tried on.
Oh.
So I radioed for security.
She'd already tried on. I mean, I didn't know. Was there a fitting?
When she tried
How
to
does
get
that feel?
away.
Walk around. How's that feel? Is that better?
She was
Is that good?
taking them out, the ones she didn't like, and throwing them on the ground. So
that's-
when she
that's
ran
even
to try and
worse.
get away, she slipped. Apparently, it just became a big mess. She left a big, awful mess.
The other thing is like
I'm really glad you ended with this story. Thank God
I'm
we
not.
stopped.
I got a better one.
we
Murder
stopped
victim
the-
plays
Oh,
dominoes
jeez.
at his own funeral.
Murder victim plays
yeah,
dominoes.
I got a picture of it too.
How
It's
did he?
pretty sweet.
Wait, they set him up. He's a dead guy,
Yeah,
and they
they
set him up
did.
to play dominoes.
In a tribute,
No, they didn't.
In a tribute to her son, who died in an October 11th shooting, a woman hired a company to prop him up in front of a table of dominoes, giving him one last party to celebrate his send-off to the great beyond. He was shot a few days after his 23rd birthday. Foregoing a traditional wake, his body went on display at his mother's bar in Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico. Pictures show him propped up at a table next to a jukebox, seeming to enjoy one last game. He has on a blue tracksuit, and he is surrounded by dominoes while friends and family took turns sitting next to him.
I'm okay with this.
I in a weird way, I don't have a problem with this. Although I guess this is obviously the part of Puerto Rico that is Puerto Rico. Did you say?
It's actually becoming a diorama-style wake is becoming very popular in Puerto Rico. There's at least 4 other
Funeral
cases
ceremonies
of
are
this.
so strange anyway.
Is
if you
Puerto
really
Rico
think
like the
about it.
international Florida? Is that kind of?
Yes,
Because
pretty
that's crazy. That's
much. A lot of PCP.
so. What would your diorama be if you were gonna when you die? You dressed to the nines, heels on.
I just want someone to prop me up over you, like an inch from your face while you sleep. Just stare at you.
Throw me on a Nimbus 2000, put me in Hogwarts,
And
give me
then-
a proper magic send-off.
So
him on a-
behind our house is Universal Studios. Our house backs
you're Quidditch.
up
You're
to
playing
the
Quidditch.
hills.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're in the hill right over Universal Studios, and I went with my mom. You were with me. We went actually looking for my mom.
Yeah. The chemo patient started roaming the neighborhood.
She disappeared for over an
no.
hour. So we went off in search, mostly because we were worried about our dogs. Not cause she's fine, but she meets people. She makes friends. So 2 different people's houses she had randomly met and gone into and hung out for a while. And she was carrying a gift that one of them gave her and a book and whatever. Anyway, over that back hill, I noticed in the distance because they're putting up pads to block the view. And I sent Fetus a picture. I knew it would be like pornography. It is Harry Potter world.
The Harry Potter world at Universal is monstrous. It's
I'm
big.
so excited.
Yeah.
It's castles and what is it called?
They're towers and turrets and stuff, just Hogwarts.
Hogwarts. That's the phrase I was looking for.
Oh, the name of the most important magical school.
Okay, well, I mean, I think we could probably safely say that Harry Potter and the Hobbit thing, same thing, right?
Yeah, it's similar. Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter have more similarities than Star Trek and Star Wars, I'd argue.
I wouldn't go
Are
that
you
far.
kidding me?
I'd argue.
Okay, wow. And that's the Harry Potter
One's total.
aficionado.
You guys are both. I don't even. You know what? I'm gonna go.
I'd also argue that Harry Potter and Star Wars have more similarities than Star Wars and Star Trek.
Probably not. But
This
we-
is the dumbest.
Narrative-wise, yes.
I think honestly the dumbest
he
argument.
always he's like the dog Chaplin. He always has to have the last grumbly word.
Oh, I know
He
someone else
acts
like
like
that.
he agrees, and then he goes, narrative wise, yes.
I know someone.
But he
else
won't
like
look
that.
at me when he
I
does that.
know
That's
'cause you're
someone
punching me in the
else like
face.
He
I'm
that.
looks
terrified.
away.
Yeah, I
You're
know
not
someone.
terrified.
He's. I talked.
This
he's
weekend,
terrified.
3 out of 5 shows are already sold out. Last time you were there, everything was sold out. So even though it's a bigger club now, it's over 400 seats now.
It
Columbus
wasn't-
Funny Bone.
3 shows weren't sold out this early last time I was there. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So last year we had to add a 6th show, but it was a tinier club then. It was like half the size. But anyway, so Columbus Funny Bone, there's 2 shows left that you can get tickets to. We're
Friday's
gonna be
second show,
there.
which is the fun show, which is kind of the weird show. You never know what can happen.
I hate that show.
And then Sunday, people are pissed off from church, so it's also
Love
a good
Sunday. They're not pissed off. They're there. They're having a good time, and they're more sober. I love Sundays. And you usually do news stuff on Sundays, and I do too. So this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 23rd through 25th. Is that right?
show. And then 2
Columbus
weeks
Funny
after
Bone?
that,
11/6 Friday, Nashville TPAC. It's the Robert Walker Theater. 11/7, no, that's James K. Polk Theater. 11/7 Chattanooga Robert Walker Community Theater. And then 11/8 the McGlohon, Charlotte, North Carolina. Then 1 week after that, that next Saturday, 2 shows, one night only. We're going to finally do a local gig in Burbank at Flappers.
Burbank, California, Flappers doing the new show, Born with a Defect. It's really getting good. Do us a favor, people. We got a couple things to ask you to do. Follow us on Twitter at Titus Nation or at Ray Bradley. Follow me on Facebook, The Real Christopher Titus. Again, if you want Christmas is coming up, you want to get some stuff for the peoples, there are 6 90-minute specials available on the website. Go to ChristopherTitus.com for that. Click through on the Amazon link when you're buying something for your people, because it helps us keep the doors open. And we've been making you laugh for a long time. You can help us out, can't you? For God's sakes, what kind of fans are you? What? Also, if you can subscribe to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube. We put up a video of the week. There's 30 now on there, 30 or 40 pieces of comedy up there, and you can send your friends over there. And do one more thing: go to iTunes and review the podcast. Tell them what you think. Just go to iTunes, put your little review in. We like to read them. Of course, Bombshell doesn't like to read them anymore. I like to read them. Sometimes I'll get in an argument with people. Yeah, but tell us what you think. And Fetus, you want to say anything? No, and he shook his head. He doesn't understand that basically it's a sound medium. He just shook his head that
He's
they can't
scared,
see.
and that's how I like him.
I do too. All right, guys. For the Titus podcast, for myself, Bombshell Rae, and the Fetus. Later.
Peace out.
See ya.
Oh, that was good.
He's getting it better. It's only taken 12, 15 podcasts.
It's like it just has a nice timbre of hope that's probably about to be crushed. I
Yeah,
like
no,
it.
no, you like it because you sense hope that you can crush.